Yes, ladies, I had warned you there are bred rats to be purchased in Hameln. They're as hard as a rock. You can't eat them. If you have a German Shepherd, he'll get through that. But we do have cookie rats, if you wish, and the stuffed animal rats in all sizes and colors. The people of Hameln even have rat filet in the can. The people of Hameln are traumatized by the rats, and it's all about that man over there. It's the man you've been waiting for. It's the fairy tale man. It's the magical man. It's the man who never really existed, the Pied Piper. And as if he's leapt out of a children's book, you find him here. And he's playing his music, and the rats are coming out of all of the holes, and they're following him down toward the river in a tale of madness that can be destroyed by one logical sentence of 3 words. The 3 words are, rats can swim. And because rats can swim, this story doesn't work. And if this story doesn't work, we ask ourselves, do the other stories work? Do young people leave home at the drop of a hat, loading all of the cladderadatch and going off without saying goodbye, nobody notices, and organized all by themselves? Come along. Just imagine you're standing there in Hameln with all your teeth in your mouth, and suddenly this chap comes by and says, hey, we're going to walk to Pakistan and build a dam with our hands. And you leap up and say, I've always wanted to do that. And 129 behind you say, take me too. Sure they do. Huh? Young people don't do that. You know better than I do, young people don't do that. When young people gather together really fast, there's one magical phrase that always works. It's, want to have a party? Ah, the smiles appear everywhere. And that's what we're talking about here. It's the middle of the summer. It's one of the longest days of the year. And on the longest days of the year, in the middle of the summer, when it's really warm, young people start wearing less clothing. Unless they're teachers, they still have sweaters on. And when young people start wearing less clothing, they come up with good ideas, or maybe bad ones. The only people who are wearing long gowns all the way to the ground are the ones that are in the church, and they're singing their Gregorian chants. It's, and they're wearing beige and brown and black and gray, and suddenly out here where it's warm and going down, this colorful man arrives. And all of the people look. Nobody's dressed that colorful. And he's a musician, and he's playing entirely new music. Young people love entirely new music. He's a stranger, and he speaks with a strange dialect that sounds good in your ear, that makes him interesting. And on top of all of this, according to one or the other of the stories, he was good looking. A combination like Justin Bieber, Elvis Presley, and Lady Gaga all at once. And the young people of Hameln were fascinated. The young people of Hameln were enthusiastic, and the young people of Hameln said, I want to be colorful too. But it has to go fast, because the old-timers are singing the second verse of Gregorian already, and the young people can't hear it anymore. They reach into the strawberries. They reach into the cherries that are fresh this time of year, and they paint themselves up in color. It doesn't take but a second. They're in the cellar where they find wine in bags, mead, and the dried mushrooms for medicinal purposes. And 130 young people gather together and walk out of the town behind the piper past a little girl who's never been a day of school in her life. They're singing, they're dancing, they're under the influence of alcohol and medicines, and they look like they're covered with blood. And the little girl went nuts. She was traumatized. She's standing there just not taking it in at all. So, and she goes down in history as the deaf and dumbstruck girl. By the time she's able to put down her eyewitness account, the piper and his party people have disappeared over the mountain. But something goes wrong up on the mountain, and none of them come back. It was like Woodstock, or the love parade of all time, maybe the first.